All right, welcome back to Didaar Estate. This is part 3 of the fence build. In part 1, we got a few panels of the pool fence in. In part 2, we graded rest of the ground, set all the posts, and finished the entire perimeter fence. Both part 1 and 2 are linked in the description. Be sure to watch them and see how it all came about. Today, it all comes together. We are putting the gates in, and we are finishing this project. These two brick pillars, they are the anchor point for the whole gate entry. The gates are going to hang right in between them. We will use these as supports for the gate posts, as you will see shortly. Now here's where we made a cost-saving decision. To make the gates, we could have had a gate fabricated or bought something off the shelf, but we had leftover fence panels sitting right there, so we thought, why not use them? What you see here are a pair of gate converters. They are end frame brackets that slot into the open ends of the panel. We got these from Bunnings. They slot straight into the panels, giving it a cleaner look and converting the panel into a gate. Before we can get the posts in, we need to clear out the base of the pillars. The posts have a flat base plate on them, and the plan is to set that base plate inside the pillar, so the post sits flush. So here you see us clearing that base. The idea is to have no gap between the post and the pillar. The pillar already had a bracket embedded in it when the pillars were made. We wanted to use these initially. The masonry drill bit that we had wasn't making any impression on it, barely a scratch. So we scrapped that idea and went a different way. What you see here is a dynabolt. We decided to drill a hole straight into the masonry and drop this in, and when you tighten this nut, the sleeve expands to lock itself into the brick. Really solid fix for something like this. Now that we have a hole in our pillar, we need a matching hole through the posts itself so that the dynabolt can pass through. The trick with metal is that you need to drill smaller holes and gradually make them bigger to the desired size, and that's what we are doing here. This is a step drill bit which we will use to make the initial holes bigger to the desired diameter. This is the next size up step drill bit that we had. We are using that now to make the hole even bigger. We had to go in and out a few times. Even with oil, the bits were getting stuck a fair bit. I think we need new bits. Before we get back to the gates, I want to show you something that popped up in the middle of all this. Because this is how farm life works. You're in the middle of the build, and it reminds you that there are other plans. So we've got a septic system on the property. The treated effluent gets pumped out through a subsurface distribution pipe, which runs underground and then feeds into a series of drip irrigation lines that disperse the water across the dispersal field above ground. What you're looking at here is a puddle that shouldn't be there. And the reason it's there is that the emitter head at the end of those distribution lines has broken. That's the fitting that controls the flow and disperses the effluent evenly. When it fails, you get pooling. Not ideal. We had to dig down and expose the end of the subsurface pipe so we could get to the damaged emitter fitting. You can see here, that's where it gave away. The fitting cracked right at the thread. We were not able to capture the repair on camera because it was just too dirty and wet, but the next clip shows the new emitter head fitted and the pipe backfilled. Problem solved. Now we can get back to the gates. Back to the build. Here are the gate posts with the holes drilled through. This is just a test fit. We are checking the alignment before we commit. Dynabolt through the post into the pillar. That's the plan. We fill the drilled holes in the brickwork with a bit of silicone sealant first. The dynabolt will grip on its own through the sleeve expansion, but we thought we'll give it something extra to hold on to. We're not over-engineering here, just using what we had in the shed. And in go the dynabolts. Post against pillar, bolt through, tighten it up, and let the sleeve expansion do its thing. Not enough room in there. We couldn't get the hammer through, so we used another old bolt as a makeshift drift punch and used that to hammer the dynabolt in. We did this on both sides, and now we have the posts in, and now we can move on to the gates. Now for the gate panels, we took 2 fence panels and cut them down to roughly 3/4 of its original length. We wanted 2 equal gates rather than one long one and one short one. And there's the cut. And now we can file the ends. We need to do that so that we can insert the converter in nicely and there are no jagged edges. It does take a minute, but I think it's an essential job to do. There you go, clean enough I think. And there it is, gate panels with the converters fitted. Looks like a proper gate and not repurposed fence panels. For the hinges, we used the same type we put in the last episode. If you want to see exactly how we attach the hinges to the post, you can check out episode 2, link in the description. And that's it, that's the whole project done. From the first episode where we were figuring it out to this episode. If you have been watching this series from the start, thank you, genuinely. If you're new here and you want to catch up on how we got here, episode 1 and 2 are linked below. And please follow the channel for upcoming builds.